In this video, we're going to discuss the importance of actually marketing your property, even in a seller's market. Stay tuned. In a fast-paced seller's market like we have been experiencing over the last couple of years, we start to see a trend where sellers and maybe even some agents do not feel it is necessary to spend the time to truly market the property and prepare it to showcase, right? To showcase its actual best. Because we know properties are going at really high price points, we know they're going over list price, but that is not always the case. If the property is not showing in its absolute best condition, we are not gonna see the best prices and the best offers. So here's some things you can do, not only if you're a seller, but maybe you're just living in your house and you're thinking, gosh, I love when a home is beautifully staged, feels really comfortable and warm. How can I make my home feel like that? So we do have some suggestions in this video for you today. Let's check it out. My number one tip is clean, clean, clean. I don't mean kind of clean, I mean super clean, deep clean. Bleach the grout, make sure there's no dirt in the corners, wipe off those baseboards, clean off the fans, clean up the light fixtures, make sure there's no, little spider webs in the corners. Clean, really deep clean the property, because the way your property is presented actually gives the buyers an indication of potentially how it was maintained, right? Now we know we have kids in our house, we have dogs and animals in our house, so we understand that you live in your house. However, when it's time to truly showcase that property, really getting in there, providing a super deep clean and making sure the house is ready to show is super important. It will make a difference in the offers you receive. Okay, tip number 2, and possibly one of the most important, honestly, is curb appeal. Right? Sometimes the winter months are a little bit tougher, our grass goes dormant, our trees don't look great, but we can still spice up the front yard with maybe some pops of color, make sure the shrubs are trimmed back, make sure, there's not a bunch of weeds growing, things like that. So we can make a big impact by utilizing curb appeal, right? A little bit of mulch goes a long way. So those are the number one things. Also considering, paint the front door, make sure that front entryway is really cleaned and feels comfortable when somebody walks up. That is their first true impression, right, is your front door. So make sure it's clean, make sure it's freshly painted, make sure the doorbell works, right? Just really simple little things that we don't think about because we live in our house and we get really comfortable in the day-to-day normal life. But when we're selling our property, we are not in day-to-day normal life. We are showcasing it to sell. Okay, number 3 is smell. The smell of your home is important to buyers. I promise you. One of the things I suggest, right, we don't smell our own house. We don't know that it smells like dogs because we live in there with our dogs and we love them and they're part of our family, and that's okay. But invite a friend over, ask somebody you trust, ask somebody that you know will tell you the truth, right? If you have cats, can I smell your litter box? If you have dogs, are there wet footprints on the floor, right? That's part of the clean side, but also, can I smell your wet dog in the house? Is there a kennel in the bedroom and maybe the blankets and things in that kennel are harboring some smell just because our animals are animals, right? They go outside, they get stinky, they come inside, and that smell follows them. So not only do we have animal smells, we can have food smells. Food smells can be very, very strong. I've been in properties where maybe the family fries a lot of food, or even certain seasonings, certain spices really definitely cling to the fabrics and the paint inside your home. So again, invite a trusted friend over, ask them what they smell, right? Do everything you can to neutralize the smell. Have carpets cleaned, fabric, refreshers, sprays, things like that can go a long way. In some homes, especially smells like cigarette can be almost impossible to get rid of, but there's a lot of things we can do. There's companies that actually specialize in services exactly for that purpose. So the smell is important. Even though we can't smell the photos, it's one of the things I say to my buyer clients, especially if they're looking from out of town or out of state. They will see photos of a property and they say, I love it, I wanna make an offer. And I say, let me go in the home because the pictures don't smell, but the home might. So take that into consideration. Sometimes it's a hard criticism to hear, right? None of us wanna think that our house smells like dogs, but it is a very normal thing. And it does happen, and there's things you can do to work around it and to try to neutralize it, whether for you or for showing the property to potential buyers. Number 4 on my list today is staging. Staging is so important. This does not always need to be a professional stager, but in a lot of cases, it's very cost effective to have a professional stager come into your home and help you declutter, help you find the best way to, lay out your furniture, maybe turn the couch a different direction. It never fails. You'll notice in these before and after pictures that the staging makes a huge impact on the warmth, the comfortability, and the modern feel of any home. It doesn't have to be expensive to do professional staging. You can use items you already own, or you can be on a budget and add a few pops of color or pieces around the house and make a significant difference. But it definitely helps to have a trained eye help you in that. Now, this is one of those tips that's really great for homeowners that aren't even looking to sell. Hire a quality stager to come into your home, help you move your furniture around, help you make some decisions, whether it's color palettes or art, or maybe it's just pillows on the couch, right? Even if you have a budget, it's totally okay. But having a stager come into your home and make your home really feel like it is showcasing its best can honestly make you feel like you have a new home. I have tons of clients that once I bring the stager in, they start to second guess whether or not they should even be listing and selling because suddenly they're in love with their home all over again. So that is a tip that I can highly recommend, and I think you'll be glad you did it, whether you're looking to list your home or you just want to love it again. Okay, my last tip is professional photos. I cannot stress this enough. If you are looking to list your home and you hire a real estate agent, and I do not care what price point you are listing your home at, I don't care if it's $150,000 or over $1 million. If you call out a real estate agent and you have signed an agreement to work with them and they take pictures with their iPhone, you should fire them immediately. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but that is no way to showcase your property. Hire a professional photographer. You will notice in some of this photography that you are seeing the vast difference that lighting affects the photos. You can see how dark this photo is, and then when the professional photographer gets their hands on it and really corrects the lighting, you can see a vast difference in these before and after photos. This is why professional photography is important. Photos are the absolute first impression of your home on the internet, and it should be the best impression we can possibly make. Photography is important. Professional photography is important. The lighting it makes a world of difference. So here's what happens. When we take pictures with our iPhone and we throw them up on the MLS because, right, it's a fast-paced market, somebody's gonna make us an offer, they don't even care what the house looks like. That's not true. We are gonna get the best offers, multiple offers, competitive offers. We're gonna get into bidding wars in many cases, especially if we can truly highlight and showcase the property through photos and video. The reason is we have so many buyers buying from out of town or out of state, they're having to make decisions strictly on what they can find online and based on, maybe what their agent can see when they walk through the house or smell, as I mentioned earlier. So professional photos are key to listing your home and marketing it at the highest possible potential to sell at the highest possible price. So that is a big key factor. Hire professional photography. And if your agent is not going to do that, probably a conversation you want to have. I hope you found these tips super helpful. Like I said, whether you're looking to sell your house or you just want to love it again, all of these tips definitely hold true. One thing I did not mention in there, touch-up paint or having all the walls painted. The walls are a little dingy, right? Or you've taken some things, pictures down, you move some stuff around. Definitely make sure you have matching paint to touch up.